Moving to media now, and Foxtel this week revealing a partnership with competitor Netflix and SBS.
For more on the move and how it ties in with the company's overall business strategy, I sat down with Foxtel CEO Patrick Delany.
Foxtel's always been a place that provides the best of the best in one spot. So it's not just Foxtel channels and Foxtel content, it's our partners. The BBC, the movie studios, Viacom with Nickelodeon, National Geographic, Discovery. We've always put those things together. So if we are confident enough to do that, then in the 21st century, why not give our customers what they really, really love? Take the fence down and start putting on streaming services. And the world's #1 streaming service is Netflix. It's Australia's favourite. And that seemed a natural place to start.
Tell us a bit about doing that deal with Netflix. Did it feel like you were entering enemy territory at all, or they were very open to talking to you guys?
Yeah, no, not at all. In fact, when I came to the company, there had been a couple of discussions about it, and it was something I was pretty keen on. And to be frank, we're not a groundbreaker here. The Netflix deal has been done by many cable companies around the world. Putting everything in one place is what our customers want, so why not do it?
Yeah. Okay, there's no secret that there's been concerns in the marketplace about Foxtel as a business transitioning between I suppose, a hardware-based pay TV service to in a streaming environment. Is Foxtel even a pay TV service anymore? Is it a streamer, or does it even matter?
I think to answer that question, what I'd like to sort of take a moment to do is outline the Foxtel Group strategy, right? The first part of the strategy is to maintain and strengthen Foxtel. Foxtel's got very large revenues, it's got very good content, and it has a lot of customers, right? And so the world has changed and there are pressures on us. And so we are putting a lot of effort into maintaining our customers. For an insurance company or a bank, it's the back book, looking after our customers. And I don't think Foxtel's ever done a great job on that. So we've invested deeply in things like the new Foxtel experience, the IQ3s and 4s. Last year we put 500,000 IQ4s into Australian homes. We're going very heavily in investing in data so that we can know what our customers are doing and predict and look after them better. So that's the Foxtel part. Try and keep our churn down and put enough sales on to maintain. And maintain the revenues. The second part, though, we are only in Australia, 1/3 of Australian households, and we haven't grown for 10 years. I mean, that's our position, and it's a profitable one. So what about the other 70%? Why don't we monetize our rights in sport and non-sport in that way? And that's where the second part comes in, and that is to expand and grow through streaming. And so the first part of that is the KO platform. It's cost us a lot of money to build. We're very proud of it. It is world class. And the first of its type in the world. No one's ever done this before because we have this unique moment in that we are only 30% penetrated. In the UK and in the States, cable companies are 60 to 100% penetrated. So there's a very, very big downside. For us, the risk of losing some of our 30% wasn't as big as the opportunity of getting into the 70%. So that's what KO is about. It's using our sports content, but a different brand, a whole different platform, a new way of viewing sport at a different price point for affordability, but it goes to another market. So that platform that we've built can be used in several ways. We're using it in sport to start with, but there will be other executions of it. And so that's the streaming part. The third part of the strategy is we stay a united company while operating at a brand and retail level as separate companies. Foxtel's operated separately to KO's, operated separately to KO's siblings, which will come. And so if you take that asset that we've built in KO, which is very good at streaming, eventually the aspiration is to move the platforms that Foxtel use for streaming, so the back end of the IQs, go and now and have our KO platform do it. Now, that's not rocket science either. That's exactly what B-Sky B has done in the UK and what we need to get to, and this will take time.
Well, let's talk about some of those other streamers that might look to enter the market. Disney's a big proposition, Disney Plus looking to move here probably by the end of this year. Do you look to do a deal with Disney, or do you take them on in the marketplace?
We would be very open to doing a deal with Disney, and I think that's a Disney's in an interesting position because they've made their intentions very clear. They're going to withdraw all Disney content from the market from the moment they come in. So that means, you know, we won't have branded Disney movies and Disney shows on the platform. Now, we're ready for that. We can cope without them, and we'll make appropriate shifts and investments in content. But at the same time, why not open the platform to Disney Plus, and it'd be great to have them on board. And the deal template's there already with Netflix.
Well, let's talk about where sport fits into this, Patrick. You alluded to some of the success KO's had early on. What's it been like in terms of both numbers and subscriptions?
Well, interestingly, this has been a bumper year, 2019 for sport with the Foxtel Group. What we haven't released yet are the ratings or the viewership of KO. And it's roughly building another 1/3 audience, right? And in terms of subscriptions, it's growing really strongly. Robert Thompson will announce our results, in a couple of weeks' time. So it's up to him to say what those numbers are, but we're very happy with its growth. And we hear a lot of noise. People say, "Oh, Foxtel's churn's coming out of KO." It's not right. You know, the churn that we have had specifically over the summer months is because we put a price rise through. We did that to stabilise our ARPU. That's average user per month. But the revenues. But in terms of KO itself, we're not seeing churn come out of Foxtel in any meaningful way in sports. As Robert uses the term, it's de minimis, and it still is. So it is interesting. The dual brand strategy is working. I think the dual platform strategy is working. You watch Foxtel and it's all about channels and live, which suits sport really well. But when you go onto KO, it's very personal device led. It looks like an on-demand environment. And I think we've done a great job of using on-demand but for live. And it's just a completely different experience. They're very different platforms. And then, of course, you've got to get KO to a television screen. Now, we've made that easy. We've got great partners like Apple. It goes into Apple TV. We've got all of the smart TVs. But they're very different. And Australia's seen them as very different.
Flattening of price structure, it appears, is also part of this platform launch. Can you speak to a bit about that?
Keeping our customers happy and engaged and on the platform, especially the ones that have been with us the longest, is important. And so we will be adding more and more value. The new Foxtel experience is part of that. The IQ3s and 4s are part of that. But we're also looking closely at our pricing and packaging to make sure that we add more value going forward. And I've mentioned, the start of the journey with Netflix is the current offer, which is 6 months free when you sign up. But in the coming months, we'll also be looking at bundling Netflix and other services into our existing services. More value for those loyal customers. And there'll also be a loyalty program, which we've never done before. We've spent a lot of money on that, getting it ready, and that's to reward customers.